What the fuck just happened? Nintendo managed to escape my gaze. That's G-A-Z-E. I don't have a mob of gays that I set upon bad eggs in the video game industry, though that would be kind of cool, and I would set them upon Nintendo for sure. Fly, my gays, bring Nintendo to heel. No, nothing like that. Nintendo Direct just happened, and I didn't see it in time to include it in my weekly news roundup. There was actually loads in it as well. And I'm going to quickly run through my highlights. So, here's what the fuck just happened. Pokémon Pokopia.
Pokopia.
I'm not a big Pokemon guy, but from what I understand, Ditto is a sinister Pokemon that can kill humans, take on their form, then infiltrate society to nefarious ends. That's not quite what happens in Pokopia. This is much more Animal Crossing-like. Pokemon in an Animal Crossing style cozy game, possibly counter-borrowing some features from Nintendo's good friends at Pocket Pair. The trailer doesn't confirm it, but if those Pokemon can help out with your chores, then you know where the idea came from. This game has the potential to be absolutely massive. It doesn't have a pandemic lockdown to ride, or I sure as shit hope that it doesn't, but it does have the combined affection for Pokemon and Animal Crossing, and it's hard to see this one being anything but absolutely huge. Mario Tennis is coming February 2026. Tennis is a safe bet for a good multiplayer party. The gameplay was perfected back in the Dreamcast days, and any tennis game will be good so long as the core gameplay doesn't deviate too far from Virtua Tennis. Mario Tennis introduces some silly rackets with special hits that you power up by playing extended rallies, which is a little bit odd as presumably both players build up this power at about the same rate, but whatever. The game should be good fun, at least in small doses. Nintendo are also adding a ridiculous looking adventure mode to satisfy anyone that prefers their doses to be massive. For some reason all the characters become babies and it's got adventure maps. I don't fancy this at all, to be honest. The whole mode just shouts full price at me, but it's there if you like that. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are coming to Switch 2. This isn't actually a highlight to me. I don't like 3D Mario games. I don't like Mario as a character really. Just stuck this in because you're expecting it to be included, I reckon. Saying that, Mario's 2D games are great. So I'm happy to see that Super Mario Bros. Wonder is getting a Switch 2 version, and I'm a little surprised to see that it's not getting released until spring next year. That's likely because Nintendo's release schedule is actually fairly packed. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is a 2D platformer as well. Yoshi gets sucked into the Mr. E-Book and goes on a 2D platform adventure. It has a sort of half watercolor, half felt, weird presentation that made my eyes bleed. I've included it in my highlights by accident. Let's move on. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've played this on 2 platforms already. I'm not going to play it on another, but it's still cool to see it spread. I loved the original Final Fantasy VII, but I don't think that's actually a prerequisite to enjoy the remake. January. Get it, it's brilliant. Speaking of brilliant, Hades 2. The first Hades game is incredible, and it made it start on PC and Switch. The second game looks to replicate that success. It's coming to Switch 2 and PC on September 25th. The enigmatic Zagreus has moved aside and his younger sister Melinoe takes up the fight against the Titan Kronos. Hard to see Supergiant fumbling this one, so yeah, September 25th. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is a Musu set around the events of Tears of the Kingdom, and it sees the player taking on a band of characters that cut through enemies by the hundreds. The first Warriors Musu spin-offs on the Switch looked really cool, but the little console did struggle to hold up on the performance. Switch 2 could carry these titles to much greater heights. The trailer has a lot going on, and I can't wait to cut shit up on November 6th. Metroid Prime 4 finally has a release date, and it's 12th of April 2025. Wait, no, that was months ago. It must be the 4th of December 2025. Samus is Nintendo's coolest character, and I'm really hoping that this game turns out well. I want to like a Nintendo character, so I can fit in with all the people on the internet. Pokémon Legends ZA is coming October 16th. Actually, I guess if we're on American dates, we're probably on American Zs as well. So, Pokémon Legends ZA? ZA. I haven't played through Legends Arceus. Like I said earlier, I'm not really a Pokemon guy. I'm not in any position to tell you what makes ZA different from the mainline Pokemans. I can tell you that Nintendo have already priced up some Mega Evolutions as DLC for you. So that's exciting if you like Pokemon and or hate having any money. Resident Evil Requiem is also coming to Switch. The series hasn't touched Nintendo for a long while, and Capcom are rectifying that now with Requiem, as well as Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil 8-age. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined and Monster Hunter Stories. I haven't got anything more to say about these games, I just want to acknowledge that they exist, they were at the Direct, and they both look cool. Nintendo closed off the show with a new Fire Emblem. Now, I said earlier that Samus is Nintendo's best character. Well, Fire Emblem is Nintendo's best series. You're entitled to your own opinion, but you can shove Mario and Zelda and all 800 Pokemons up your butt, because Fire Emblem is just better. It's coming in 2026, it's already looking good. Yep, gonna say that's my most anticipated game from Nintendo. That's it for this special What the Fuck Just Happened. There were actually over 40 games at Nintendo Direct. I've missed loads of them, so shout at me in the comments if there are any of your favourites that didn't get covered. And I'll see you whenever the next one is.